It's a big day. It's a very big day because my friends are here and they're a really big deal. Like, you know, how sometimes you have friends and you're like, oh, my friend. These friends are like, whoa. And I am super excited because they are launching a new book. And I said, you got to come and you got to tell everyone about this. So if you're in network marketing and you're like, man, I want to know the secrets. I have the secret makers here. It is Larry and Taylor Thompson, everyone. 75 years of combined experience. These two are powerhouses when it comes to network marketing, and you'll see in a second. They're just so cute and likable. I mean, that's why they're so successful. So, welcome.
Hey.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm so glad you're here. What an honor to have you guys on. What a blessing.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
It's our pleasure for sure.
You guys are just the most likable people, and it's just crazy the success that you've had. Larry, you're the co-founder of Herbalife, and you guys have been master network marketers for years and years and years. And
hey, Michelle, I don't want to take any kudos away because this is really his day. This is really about his book, and I'll tell you a little bit about it if you can just indulge me for a little bit and give him some accolades here.
When it comes to talking, I always have to indulge you, man. It's in good hands.
No, I just have to brag. You know, not only is he my husband, but he's my business partner, but he's also my mentor. You know, as I started almost 28 years ago in the network marketing space, looking for a way to make an extra $800. He was my mentor. You know, he was the one that taught me these concepts that I learned a long time ago and implemented. But you know, this right here, the Millionaire Training, I want to tell you a little bit about it because whenever you go back, I mean, it celebrates, we're talking about 40 years that this training was actually recorded at the Bonaventure Hotel. It was Herbalife's, it was his first meeting actually with Herbalife, and they made this crazy decision to record it. I want you to think about 40 years ago, Michelle, like they didn't have you didn't have like, you know, Facebook. They didn't have like, you know, recording devices at their fingertips. And, you know, they debated on whether they were even going to record it and debated on just spending the $150 that it cost to record it, if you can even imagine. And Mark Hughes, the owner and the president, you know, the founder and, of Herbalife, he's passed on now, but, you know, he is the one that named it the Millionaire Training. And we just did a book launch. We had we were on for 3.5 hours on our page today. One of the original, get this, one of the original distributors, his distributor ID was number 86. He was sitting in that meeting. He was on this meeting with us today and sharing what it was like to be a part of this. But you think about 40 years ago, but what's more important than that is that we've documented all of the stories, because the most every story in here, we've got 18 different contributors that were a part of Herbalife that started with Larry in the 80s and learned these skills. I want you to think about it. There was no coaches on every platform. There was no training. They didn't have access to the tools and things that we have access to today. And all they had was these audio cassettes, right, in their distributor pack. And what's fascinating about it is they learned it. They became students of these concepts. But 1985 hit. I mean, they had some bad press. FTC came in, FDA. I mean, it was just 100,000 distributors left Herbalife overnight. And these earners and these guys that were making a lot of money, they lost their checks overnight, and they took these briefcase of skills, these concepts taught in the Millionaire Training, and they took it to other companies. And so we have contributors like, you know, Jeff Roberti, #1 earner in our space, $100 million man at Juice Plus. We have Rolf Zorg, who learned how to speak English on Larry's training tapes. His company just hit $1 billion in sales in 2019. We have the #1 John Solander, #1 Immunitech. We have Lisa Grossman, #1 of Prove It. We have Dan McCormick, top 10 of New Skin. I mean, the list goes on, but it was because they were students of these skills and they learned these principles early on and be able to take it to the marketplace and created their own legacies. And it's so exciting to be a part of that. And it's all as a result of him, as Larry, my husband, The man I'm so proud of.
Oh, geez. I would like to get that when I leave the top off the toothpaste. You know what I mean? It goes. Anyway, listen, thank you so much for having us on here and giving us the opportunity to share about this. As Taylor was saying, we just had the launch of this, and there was probably about a dozen of these contributors that were on this launch with us and telling their stories. And it was very interesting because what happened is, as Taylor was saying here, because of the controversy we had in 1985, we almost went out of business. It took 7 years to even save it and rebuild it, the number 2 in the world today. But everybody came out of that training. And it sounds like 40 years ago, what's it got to do with today? This wasn't training about where to go, what to do, and what to say, which is how you make a post, how you do a video, how you do your Instagram, because those are techniques, and techniques always change, okay? Social media, for example, is a very powerful tool for network marketers, but social media has been with us since day one. Yeah. It used to be flyers at Walmart. It used to be conference calling. It used to be fax broadcast, faster, quicker, better.
He used to mail postcards like out of the yellow pages. I don't know if anybody knows what phone books are anymore, but that was his social media, was the phone book.
But the idea, what we're trying to share here with you is the concepts and principles that are in the book, that was in the Millionaire Training tapes, that everyone's been after me from 40 years to do it. If it wasn't for Taylor, it wouldn't be done. And they're the same today. It's timeless. And all the person has to do, they choose their company. They choose their product. This shows them the concepts, the principles, the strategies, the tactics that I got from my mentors. And I'll tell you a little bit of story here because, everyone gives me a lot of credit, and I'm learned to accept that. It's humbling for me, and it's hard for me to think that people feel about that. But it's easy when I understand where I got it, okay? And I got it from the original founders of our industry, the original people, okay? Bobby DePew was the original strategist and tactician. I ended up at a meeting with him in San Jose, California in 1968. The reason I went to that meeting that night wasn't to get into business. It wasn't to make a lot of money. I didn't do it for that reason. I was a long-haired hippie construction worker. Not unusual today, but they weren't too many. They've heard about hippies, but they hadn't seen too many. But I was a working hippie, okay? I was working out there. And the reason I came to that meeting was a good friend of mine, Mike Fuller, who was also in construction work, a little bit older than the team that I work with. Then he had a couple of houses that he rented out. So I had that kind of respect for him. And he called me up and said, hey, I got an opportunity. I'd like you to come down, all that stuff. And I was very hesitant because I'm not the type. I'd never been in a hotel in my life. In my entire life, I'd never been in a hotel. And I used to drive by this Hyatt hotel there in San Jose, California, and it was a Hyatt, and it had that porte-cochere, where you drive your car underneath. And I thought that was so cool. And so when he asked me to come down, he told me it's a Hyatt hotel. And a business meeting, I'd never been to a business meeting before. And so I said, call me back in about 10 minutes. I'll let you know. And the reality was I didn't know what I was going to wear, and I didn't have time to do my hair. And I'm going to my first business meeting in a hotel. I got to figure out how I'm going to make this deal work, And we got to that meeting that night. It was just so exciting for me to be in that kind of environment, never anticipating at all that there was going to be anything there for me. And it was also interesting because nobody wanted to sit next to us, because it'd be like having the homeless person with a cart coming in, and you got your negative brother-in-law as an accountant and a lawyer, and he's looking at this, And but here's what happened that night. I mean, it's forever changed my life because of the two people I met that night. One of them was Bobby DePew. He was giving a meeting, and he was a school teacher before he got started in business, and he had a way of communicating that made you feel like he was talking to you only in the room. And the other thing that happened that night was there was another guest that night at the meeting that joined the same night that I did, same company, and that was Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn and I attended the same meeting, same night, joined the company. He became vice president of training and within 90 days. And Bobby and Jim took me under their wings. And they saw in me something that I can see today in other people, but I didn't understand why they saw it in me. But that they saw that desire that I had, that willingness to work, and that I was teachable. I was hungry for this new information. And they, quite frankly, they figured if they could make a guy like me that everybody was saying, what's he doing in the meeting room? Because you got to realize the profile back then was 35, 45, 50-year-old salesmen wearing three-piece suits, white shoes, smoking cigars, drinking whiskey, driving Cadillacs, okay, and doing all of that. And here's this hippie, okay? But they took me under their wings, and they saw that desire and that willingness, and it took me years to understand that. But I got away with their concepts. I got away with the strategical concepts, the philosophical concepts. And I worked with both of those gentlemen all the way up until their passing. And they kind of passed the torch to me unofficially in 1981. When this was recorded, they unofficially passed the torch to me and said, now it's up to you. And as a result of that, the industry was built from all of these guys that we worked with and going on. And now, quite frankly, it's time to pass the torch on again, because in that training 40 years ago, I talked about the role of women in the future in our space. And back then, women didn't even give meetings, okay? It sounds crazy, but it was the truth. And I said, you watch what happens to women. And the first two millionaires in Herbalife outside of Mark and I were women. One was a grocery checker and one was a lady truck driver. And now there's over 70% of our space is women.
And the lady truck driver just happened to be his sister, which was the first Herbalife distributor in the state of Texas, Tish Roisin. She's in the book. And she was my upline whenever I started. Yeah. So that's how I grew up learning these principles and learning these concepts and implementing it in my business. And somebody's asking there, like, is a book available? Yes. If you type in themillionairetraining.com, we're going to be starting a book club, but in January, but you can go straight to Amazon and order it there. And, we'll be talking about that. So, I mean, we're going to be doing some giveaways here. So if you want to, share this out, or you want to punch that button there, and we're going to be doing some drawings, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But, I just wanted to talk about Tish, because she really paved the way for a lot of women like me, and I really wanted to give her a little attribute.
When I say a lady truck driver, she still to this day doesn't own a bra. She's got 300 acres up here with those long-eared cattle, and she's got her feet up on her desk, man. But she's still the lady truck driver, like I'm still the long-haired hippie construction worker at heart. But what's fascinating is all these contributors in his book, as Taylor said, we did a Zoom today and was promoting this out. Their stories are they're everyday people. Every one of us in this book, and all the industry stands on the shoulders of the people that are in this book. They really do. And every one of us started off as what I call the 80% or not, no skills, no much of anything, but we got into an environment. That's what happened to me. I got into that learning, teaching environment from Bobby and Jim. And then when we started Herbalife, that torch was passed. We built it here. And then when we run into our difficulties in 1985, everybody had to go make a living somewhere. And they went off to these other companies, their own companies, etc. And these are timeless principles that work better today than they did back then, because we have technology that we can attach to it, social media that we can attach to it. And this primarily came out of a male perspective. Not primarily, it did. But I will tell you this, that with what we have now, Taylor and I, because Taylor and I have been working together side by side for minimum almost 15 plus years. And the 6 pillars in our academy was put together from a female-male perspective, because women assimilate and disseminate information totally different than a man. They can
women
get this.
Women are from Mars, men are from Venus.
Yeah.
Women are
whatever that
men
is.
are from Mars. Yeah, men are from Mars. Women are from Venus. Yeah.
And so, but what we have in our academy that goes with this book here is the 6 pillars, which is Taylor had such an influence on, a majority influence on, to take this information and put it in a way that today's woman can assimilate.
Yeah, so this is really, like some of the things, like as you read, because there's like a lot of history in here. We have, Ron Henley, he talks about the history of network marketing. It goes back into the 40s, which is really incredible. One of the things in the chapters of the book that you'll see, and you'll love this part. Oh, I'll show this picture here. You can see Mark Hughes with Jim Rohn. Let's see. Can you see
Yeah.
that? Like Mark Hughes
Larry,
and
Jim, and Mark and Larry.
Mark and Larry and Jim Rohn here on stage together. I mean,
show them the picture of the car. Got to show you. This is the car I had.
So this is the picture of Larry's first car and his first Cadillac. He talks about this.
But this is the car I had before. And there's a story in the book. You'll see a rock behind the tire there. There's a story in the training about that car. Okay, and how it happened and what took place. It's very interesting.
But some of the things that you'll learn, like one of my favorite chapters in the book is how to employ yourself, and it's a concept like as entrepreneurs, like how do you become the boss and the bossy, right? Because we have to have that self-discipline. And one of the other chapters that I really, really like that runs parallel for me is called The Mental Projector. And it really just talks about, what's on your screen of life. And, it's really you think about this. This is 40 years ago, guys. This is 40 years ago, but it still holds true. And one of the things that I love what you were talking about today, what your favorite part.
Oh, yeah. And I can't remember.
It's on page 111 on this.
Okay. And 111. And it's basically, as I was taught, and I believe, because I know it to be true because of me, that if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I said, you are enough right now. Just demand the best of you. Now, that can be misinterpreted. You got to become the best, the best of bodybuilder, the best this, the best that. No, you got to be the best of you today. And yesterday we could have been A+. Today we might be C-. But it's the best that we could do today with our attitude, with our thinking, with our work habit. It's the best because every day life throws life circumstances at our feet. And it's how we think about it and how we deal with it that keeps us either moving, static, or going downhill. And you're good enough. You don't have to get taller. You don't have to get shorter. You don't have to get younger. You don't have to get older. You got to do the best that you can today. And guess who's great at that? Women. Women with kids. Women with sick kids. Women's with a husband. Okay. All of that stuff. Okay. You got to do the best that you can today. And that's how you build consistent muscles. Even if you're bodybuilding and you got something problem, you got to do the best that you can with that today. And that's how life is. Sometimes we think we get a network marketing, we rank up and we get money and everything's fine. Nothing could be farther from the truth. You have the same problems you had before, except money problems. And money problems, you don't solve. Those aren't the big problems in life.
And you'll see, let's see, I was going to show this too, because this is something that maybe some of your viewers would probably appreciate or know. Let's see. Oh, you guys might know these two couple here. You see that?
Name of the book
yes,
is Millionaire Training, right? It's on Amazon. Or you go right here. It brings you right to Amazon when I grab my copy. That's where it was.
Who has some?
Oh, Ray
So that's Ray and Jessica Higdon. That was before Rankmakers.
Yeah.
That was actually before they were married. We were actually doing coaching for so you guys might know them. And then we have, let's see. Oh, you guys might know Lisa Grossman.
Lisa Grossman. Yeah, I got to meet Lisa at your retreat. She's the #1 income earner, you guys, for Prove It. Just a dynamic lady.
That's standing right there. He's the $100 million man. He's the #1 earner, 35 years in Juice Plus.
Used to be a waiter. When I met him, he was a waiter.
He was a broke waiter whenever Larry met him. Let's see. We've got,
The stories are great. They're just incredible. Okay, yeah, everybody wants the book. I wanted to. I already got it.
This is one of his distributors in Herbalife, and she asked Larry to walk her down the aisle, and they've been married 34 years now, and still in network marketing, still they're in the top 10 of their company. So there's a lot of success stories, but one of the things that was really exciting is 2 of the special guests that we had on our call today were current members of our academy. We have a wealth building academy. It's wealthbuilding.pro, but they, a couple that we've been working with the 90 days in their team, they're one of the top earners in the UK, or actually Ireland. In the last 90 days, their business has increased 400%.
Wow. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's incredible.
It's so crazy. And so it's one of these things. It's like whenever you learn principles and you apply it to whatever you're doing, whatever strategy you're currently doing to build your business, it only makes it work better.
Yeah. So true. I'm so excited for this book. I already ordered my copy. People are ordering their copies, which is super exciting. Should we do some sort of giveaway?
Yes, let's do. And we can do whatever, however you want to do it. We'll donate a couple of signed copies.
Ooh, that's a big deal. Okay. For the live viewers, we'll do it, and then we'll have a lot of playback viewers.
Okay.
So we'll pick a random live winner right now.
Okay.
So I do this. I share my screen, and we'll get all of their names, and just say, I want a copy. If you would like a free signed copy from Larry and Taylor.
Okay.
And also, we'll do it for the playback viewers. So if you watch the playback, we'll wait 48 hours, right? I want a signed copy. We usually do this if they've already bought it. We say, if you've bought it, then you can get a signed copy. But,
okay.
So yeah, just
the signed copy you want to put in the vault, okay?
Yeah.
The first editions of Think and Grow Rich, if you have one and it's signed, is selling for over $200,000 today. Okay, so you want to take the signed copy, put it in the vault, take the other one and mark it up.
Yeah, it's a big deal to get the signed copy. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, all right, here we go. We got all the copies coming in. Okay, and you can say it a few times. That's not cheating. All right, I'll close my eyes. Ready?
Okay.
Someone. Glenda Cowan.
Glenda Cowan. Okay.
Glenda, you got to get a vault. Okay. Glenda, I am sending you the signed copy. And we will do this. I will check this again in 48 hours. So just write replay. I want a signed copy. So as you watching live, you could do that. You can come back. But 48 hours, we'll have a ton of viewers on this. So write replay. I want a copy. Glenda, you've secured a copy for yourself. And comment in the comments if you plan to buy the book or you've already bought the book. Bought it, plan to buy it. If you go today to themillionairetraining.com, it's their launch day. And I know things about launching a book because mine comes out next month. But on the launch day, they need a lot of people to buy it. So I bought a book. I might buy more to give away just to help you guys out too. But if you are able to hop on Amazon tonight and grab the Millionaire Training, that'd be amazing. I want a copy. I plan to buy it. Let's see. I plan to buy it. Going to buy it. Awesome. Plan to buy it. Cool. So yeah, as long as you guys get on it tonight.
And so I'll give you guys another chance to win a signed copy. So take this information down. Here's the other chance. And we're also going to be giving away a coaching call. So if you buy the book, you take a selfie and you tag me on Instagram, I am Taylor Thompson, and Facebook, you go in a drawing as well.
Okay, buy the book. Take a picture with the book.
Yeah.
Tag I am Taylor Thompson on Instagram.
Yes.
Go into a drawing to get a coaching call with the two of you.
Yep.
And a signed copy.
And a signed copy. And then you have to buy a vault. Okay. Guys, this is a big deal. Okay. Got it. So guys, when you get your copy, take pictures. And so we definitely know Glenda Cowan is our winner.
Yes. So you want to send me her information?
Yep. I will get it. I'll message you, Glenda, and get your info. And then you guys, you'll get a copy. And then I'll pick someone in the next 2 days. And I'll let you know who that winner is. I'm so excited for you guys. I just can't wait. I can't wait to read it. I love everything you guys represent. I love your energy. I love how you share. I love your hearts. You guys are amazing people. So,
and I just want to brag on you too, because ladies, so Michelle, just love her because whenever I saw her, now this is the power of social media.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And I love this because if you connect with somebody on social media, this is exactly how she and I met. I just loved her video. I loved what she did. And I messaged her. I saw her and I messaged her. And it was actually on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah. And I don't even check Instagram messages. I'm so bad at it.
And me too. And I was like, oh, I want to meet you. And she actually responded. Sometimes whenever I message people, they don't always respond. And she did. And I was like, I want to talk to you. So we exchanged phone numbers and we actually talked on the phone. We had the best conversation and we connected at such a heart level. And whenever I launched my She Network, she became one of my founding circle members because I just loved her heart. I loved her passion. I loved her story because we just connected on such a deep level. And here's the thing, like the moral to this story is that, meeting people and really making true relationships, not just transactions, but really making true relationships is really, why we love what we do. And so whenever I told her, I said, hey, we're getting ready to launch our book. And she's been so gracious just to make her time available for Larry and I. And we're so appreciative to you, Michelle, because you didn't have to do this, but we are so grateful. And that's just who you are. You're just a giver. And I just adore you. Very.
I love you guys. You guys, I just do. I love you so much. And I got to go to the She Network retreat, you guys. So if you don't follow Taylor's amazing group, how do you say just the She Network, or is the group name something different?
Yeah, it's the She Network. They can go to the group. If you go to our website, it's myshenetwork.com.
Check out our website, you guys. It's ridiculous. It's the prettiest website you'll ever see. It's so good.
It really is good.
It's a very pretty website. So yeah, your She Network's amazing, and she's got amazing speakers in there, and the Facebook community is awesome. And so
you just love it because it's pink.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I can see the pink.
It's like, do you like pink? I like pink. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to come on. This was really
thank you so much
for all of your people out there that's listening and stuff. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you guys
look forward to connecting. Okay. Thank you.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Bye, my friends.
Bye-bye.